Hello there, my name is Bethany. If you're new here, I typically do vlog style videos just of our everyday life or sometimes travel videos here on my channel, but today is something a little different. It is travel related, but we are planning a trip start to finish. Can you guess what kind of trip that might be that we're planning? I'll let you think about it for a minute. That's right, we're going to Disney World. This is a trip that happened through a series of fortunate events and was quite unexpected. I didn't think we were going to be going to Disney World this year. If you don't know, I am a travel agent. I can do cruises and all-inclusives and Universal Studios, but my favorite thing to book is Disneyland and Disney World. I thought this video might be helpful if you're someone like me who loves to plan and gets really excited in all the details, especially if it's your first time, so that you can see all the considerations and things that you need to take into account when you're planning a Disney trip, because you don't want any snafus. We don't want anything to sneak up on us and surprise us in a budgetary way or in a way that we're not able to do everything that we want to do and somebody's disappointed. We want to be prepared as much as we can. Our trip's not going to be perfect, but we're going to be as prepared as we can be, and we're going to make the most of it because it's an expensive trip and we want to get our money's worth. So all of that to say, if you're someone who wants to plan the trip yourself, I hope that this video will be useful for you. And if you're watching this video and you're like, that doesn't sound like fun to me, that sounds very stressful and overwhelming actually, I would invite you to reach out to my travel agent service. I'll put it on the screen. You can shoot me an email at bethany@takethevacation.com, and I can do every single step that I'm doing for my trip. I can do that for you, and I will take as much care and consideration and as much excitement to plan your trip as I do mine. I like to joke that my brain doesn't know the difference between booking for myself and booking for someone else. Like, it gets the same dopamine response either way. So I truly am excited and take a lot of care in planning your vacation for you. So if you are interested in that, that's available to you as well at no cost to you. Just keep in mind, we're actually going to Disney World next week. That's right, you heard me right. 1 week from tomorrow, we'll be in Orlando. So you might be saying to yourself, girl, like, isn't it a bit late, a little bit last minute to be planning all these things? Like, aren't there a lot of things that go into it? Yes, and I have done quite a bit of work and prep to get us to this point, that I'm gonna take you through all of that today. And then tomorrow is the day that we're able to get our lightning lanes. So I'm gonna get up bright and early and go through that with you in real time. So I thought we could get caught up to speed when I'm not super sleepy. So let's rewind it back all the way to when we figured out that we were going to be able to do this trip, because it is, considering a Disney trip, it is pretty last minute. We found out in February that we were going to be able to make this happen. We wanted to make it happen for Olive's birthday, which is April 18th. So we knew the time. That's the first thing you want to take into consideration when you're planning your trip, because that can very much affect your trip in terms of weather and in terms of cost. It can widely vary in terms of your hotel and park ticket costs. So you can pull a couple of those dates yourself. You can have your travel agent pull a couple of those dates to compare and see if you have some flexibility for when you want to go. We had a very strict time frame in mind of when we were going to go, so we knew that we wanted that set in stone. We knew that we wanted to arrive in Orlando Saturday, April 19th. Step 2, once you've got your date in mind, you want to look at your park tickets and your hotel, and usually you would want to look at those things together at the same time, because quite often bundling them together can get you a better deal. You can work with your travel agent again to pull different promos and mix and match and see what works better for you. For me, in my unique situation, we're not paying for our hotel. Bobby travels a lot for work, and we're Hilton Diamond members just because of how much he travels. And so thankfully, we are able to cover our entire hotel this time with points. So that being said, you want to look at usually you want to look at hotels and park tickets together, but let's just start out with hotel this time. So we're staying at the Hilton DoubleTree this time, and while it's not owned by Disney, it is considered a Disney Good Neighbor hotel. And what that means is they are in partnership with Disney, and they have transportation that runs to all the parks. It's not as frequent as Disney transportation. I will say that is the benefit of staying truly on property, is that those buses are going to be running, every 15-30 minutes throughout the day. versus the shuttles at Hilton properties. In my experience, there's like a morning bus, and then it might be another couple hours and there's another bus that will go out to the parks, and then in that evening it'll be like on the hour usually, whereas in the parks they're just constantly running those buses at park close. So that's something to take into consideration. You might end up wanting to do some Ubering to compensate for that. Just like I said, things to just keep in the back of your mind that might sneak up on you cost wise, just to manage your expectations. Additionally, they do get the early theme park entry for all 4 parks every single day. You can get in 30 minutes prior to the actual opening of the park, so that can help you get a little boost on the rope drop crowd. Additionally, your dining window opens 60 days prior to the check-in to your Disney hotel, and that does include Good Neighbor hotels. So that means that on February 18th, 60 days prior to my check-in day, I was able to book dining for the entire window of my stay. If I was staying at just a Joe Schmo hotel, not Good Neighbor hotel, that's perfectly fine, but not affiliated with Disney in any way, I would have to go day by day, 60 days out from this day, then 60 days out from the next day, and blah, 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 blah. And it's a little bit tedious. Other big hotel chains do this as well. I know Marriott for sure does, and Marriott has the Swan and Dolphin and Reserve over there by Epcot in the Boardwalk area, and that one actually constitutes as a deluxe resort hotel, Disney Deluxe Resort. So it gets all of those perks that I mentioned earlier that the Good Neighbor and the regular, moderate, and value Disney resorts get, but it also gets extra magic hours in the evenings, select evenings and select theme parks. It qualifies for that. So if you are a Marriott in that program, you might look into the Swan and Dolphin. Hey, Editing Bethany here. One thing I forgot to mention is if you are booking your hotel separate from your tickets and it's a Good Neighbor hotel, you'll need to go into the My Disney Experience app and make sure that your ticket is linked to your My Disney Experience account in order to get those benefits of the early dining window open up, or the full dining window opening up 60 days out. And in order to get early theme park to tap into the parks, you'll need to make sure that your reservation is linked. So I'll be showing on the screen how to do that right now. So we booked our hotel, we booked our airline tickets. We also did that with points, so that's completely free for us for this trip, so pretty exciting. Next step, we needed to book our park tickets. Although I am a travel agent and I booked it through myself, for myself, I didn't use a travel agent rate. I used a rate that anyone with a Disney Plus subscription is able to use. The promo that I used to book our trip was a 3-day, 1 park per day ticket that anyone with a Disney Plus subscription could book. It was $1,700 and some change. Not a park hopper, 3 parks per day, and 3 parks per day, 3 parks, 1 park per day, including Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Epcot. So no Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom is a no-go. And you cannot do like 3 Hollywood Studios days or 2 Epcot days and a Hollywood Studios day. Like, you have to do an Epcot day, a Hollywood Studios day, and an Animal Kingdom day. And I'm pretty sure the reason they did that is because they're trying to get people to go to Animal Kingdom, because Animal Kingdom is a shell of her former self right now. But that is another topic for another day. We're still going and we're still excited because I do love Animal Kingdom. Using that promo code, it came out to be just over $1,908 for our park tickets. So that's not including lightning lanes. And again, I'm going to be purchasing those tomorrow. However, that's our total cost for our trip so far. So we've got our hotel, we've got our plane tickets, we've got our park tickets. The next thing that you have to think about these days, that you didn't always have to think about, is how are you going to get from the airport, if you're flying, to the Disney bubble? Because there used to be the Disney Express that was a wonderful bus service that would pick you up from the airport, and so your vacation truly started when you got off the plane, because you didn't have to think about anything. They would take your luggage and take you to your hotel and drop you off, and then when it was time to go back, they would pick you up from your hotel and they would take you back to the airport, and it was all included with your hotel stay. However, that is no more. Now there is Mears Connect that you can book. That's what they've kind of transitioned into, but it's a paid service now. You can do a rental car, which is what we're doing this time, or you can Uber, which is what we've usually done in the past. So those are kind of your 3. Like I said, your dining window opens 60 days prior to your check-in at your Walt Disney World Hotel. So for us, that was February 18th. And so February 18th at 4:45 a.m. because it opens at 5 a.m. Central Time where I am, 6 a.m. Eastern Time. That is when the window opened, and I am up with my computer and my Diet Coke ready to caffeinate and pick all of the dining because it can be pretty competitive. This time I didn't have anything that was too difficult to get. Ohana can be tricky sometimes, but the last couple times that I've booked it, I booked it for breakfast for me, and the last couple times I've booked it for other people, it has been pretty much wide open, so that hasn't seemed to be a problem as of lately. The hardest one to get across the board is Cinderella's Royal Table. That one you have to call to book. I've only done that one time, and that's the only one that you also have to prepay for in advance. All of the other ones, you'll put a credit card just on hold, and if you fail to cancel or modify your reservation 2 hours before or you no-show it, then they'll charge $10 per guest to that card that you have on file. Otherwise, you can just pay with whatever card when you get to the restaurant. But Cinderella's Royal Table, you do have to prepay for. I've had some trouble in the past getting Be Our Guest can be a little bit tricky, but I've had good luck like modifying and coming back to it. That one you don't have to prepay for. But we're not doing either one of those this time. Obviously, I said we're not going to Magic Kingdom, and those are both in Magic Kingdom. We're doing some of our old standby favorites. We're going to Sanaa. We're doing Trattoria Al Forno breakfast. What else? So there's like some classics, and then we're doing something we haven't done in like 5 years, so kind of newish to us. It's been a while. We're gonna do California Grill and Topolino's Terrace at the Riviera. We're also doing San Angel Inn in Epcot for the first time. I'm very excited about that because the girls finally are into like chips and salsa. So I was like, heck yeah, we're gonna do that. They also have chicken tenders and stuff on the menu there. So if you have picky eaters, you're covered there. But we're gonna do that. What else? Where else? I'll pop up on the screen. Obviously all of my dining stuff, but I'm trying to think where else. Bobby wanted to go back to Roundup Rodeo of all places. I'm gonna have to eat my words because I did a whole video about how I didn't think Roundup Rodeo was worth it, and it was a one and done for me, and it was just the atmosphere, like the food wasn't that great. And Bob like straight up requested Roundup Rodeo and he doesn't really ask for anything. He's down for whatever. So I was like, you know what? Yes, we can go in on the little ponies to Roundup Rodeo. So we're doing that. We're also doing a Hollywood and Vine, which is one of my favorite character meals. It's because it changes seasonally, so they'll be in different outfits depending on the time of year that you go. Right now it's Minnie's springtime something, but it's Minnie, Mickey, Pluto, and Goofy, I think, usually. Or they're subject to change, but doing a Tusker House breakfast I have. Again, you can play around and move things around. And now they have a really generous cancellation policy. Again, you can cancel again or modify 2 hours in advance. So like if that day you're like, you know what? I'm really not that hungry. I think we'll just grab like a quick service or something up to 2 hours in advance. You can cancel that. So that's good to keep in mind. Okay, let's talk about lightning lanes because I'm a very pro lightning lane person. I don't think they're always necessary, but they're always appreciated. A lot of people like to say that you can get away with Animal Kingdom not doing multi-pass, but I've been watching wait times lately, y'all, and now that they've got rid of Dinosaur, they cut out Rafiki's Planet Watch while they're switching that over to Bluey. So there it's like, here's what's in Animal Kingdom right now, okay? There's the 2 rides in Pandora, Navi River Journey and Flight of Passage, the Safari, Cali River Rapids, which we never ride, Everest, and the new Zootopia show, if you count that as a ride. I don't know. And then of course there's the Festival of the Lion King and the Nemo show. But that's it. That's all that's going on in Animal Kingdom. So you can see our denominator's not as big. We don't have as many rides to disperse that crowd. And they've got this promo trying to get people to come to Animal Kingdom. The math is mathing, you see? Like the lines are lining, the lines are long. So I'm really happy that we're going to be having lightning lanes. You're like, what's a lightning lane? Let's do a little lightning lane one-on-one, lightning lane crash course. There are 3 different kinds of lightning lanes, and one of them is ridiculously expensive. It's called Premier Pass. You don't have to pre-book anything. You pay one flat fee per park. So for example, let's look at if we were wanting to do this for Epcot. It would be $239 for Epcot for the day, $429 for Magic Kingdom, $339 for Hollywood Studios, and $189 for Animal Kingdom, which seems fair that it's lower at least. But dang, keep in mind, this is on top of the price that you already paid for your park ticket just to be in the park, okay? And this is per person. And what this is going to get you is this is going to get you a single ride for everyone that you buy it for, single ride on each attraction. You just go up, you tap your magic band. Let's say you're in Animal Kingdom, you're in Pandora, you walk up, you tap your magic band, you get on Navi River Journey. You get off, you go tap your magic band, you get on Flight of Passage. You get off, you go over, you tap your magic band, you get on Safari. So it can keep you from having to zigzag around the park and stress out about snatching lightning lanes, you know, because you can only have 3 at a time and all of this stuff. Like it cuts out that stress. It's a big convenience factor. However, you can still only ride each ride one time. So for the price, it functions similar to the skip the line service at Universal, but they have an unlimited version where you can ride the rides as many times as you want. And I feel like if Disney is going to charge this much for Premier Pass, you need to be able to ride the rides multiple times. That's my hot take, and we will not be getting Premier Pass this time, or probably any time in the foreseeable future, unless somebody wants to sponsor me. Sponsor for South Family Footage so that we can test out Premier Pass. I would love that. Okay, so that's one option. So if you have Premier Pass, you're gonna disregard these 2 other options. The 2 other options can be used separately or together. It's a choose your own adventure. So there is Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, which will get you to skip the line at one time on multiple attractions across the park. So that's like, we're Hollywood Studios and you want to ride Tower of Terror and Mickey's Runaway Railway and Slinky Dog and Millennium Falcon. And all of those rides will be included in your multi-pass, okay? You would just have to, you buy your multi-pass and then you're not guaranteed those rides, but you schedule them and you fiddle-faddle and work it and figure it out, okay? And Lightning Lane Single Pass, those are for your most popular attractions. So every park except for Magic Kingdom has 1. Magic Kingdom has 2 right now. They have Tron Light Cycle Run and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Hollywood Studios has Rise of the Resistance. Epcot has Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. And Animal Kingdom has Avatar Flight of Passage. So for those rides, you pay a price per person just for that one ride. And for that one, you actually get to choose the time, so it's a little bit more customizable. Usually in the app, it's like next available, so you just kind of have to go with what you get and then try to modify it later. Whereas with the single rider, you can actually pick your time, so that's kind of nice. So again, let's say on our Animal Kingdom day, you wanted to risk it. You're gonna do which this is not what I'm gonna do, but this is what you're gonna do, because you're going to do it on a budget. You're gonna get multi-pass for Animal Kingdom because you're gonna get there and you're gonna rope drop Flight of Passage. You're gonna get there first thing, and then you're gonna get breakfast, you're gonna relax, and the rest of the rides you're gonna use your multi-pass for, and you're gonna easily, for Animal Kingdom, be able to get all of the lightning lanes that you want and all of probably shows with lightning lanes, and it's gonna be a pretty chill day. Let's say at Epcot, you don't really care about any other rides at Epcot except for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, because it is canonically the best coaster in the world. TM. I said it. It was me. But you want to ride that, but you don't really care about Figment. You're not really a Frozen girly or a Remy girly. You don't care about Test Track. Like, you could do without. Like, if we get on them, great. If not, whatever. So you could do just the single rider for Guardians, and then maybe you want to rope drop Guardians too, and then you get to ride Guardians twice, and then the rest of the day you're eating and drinking around the world. And hey, if Soarin' gets below 15 minutes, you're going on Soarin'. Soarin' has had a ridiculous wait times lately with, like, I'm talking like 90 minutes with the spring break crowds lately. You see what I'm saying? Like, you get it. It's a choose your own adventure. You'll be doing both for everything with this trip, because we're trying to maximize. And I've done a little prep, done a little pre-prep, little pricing pre-prep to see what things are probably going to cost for tomorrow. And I'll show you in the app, like, where I went to do this. But it looks like for our family of 4, for our Epcot day, we're looking at about $176. For our Hollywood Studios day, we're looking at $224. And for our Animal Kingdom day, we're looking at $176. For a grand total of $576, okay? All right, So you add that $576 to our $1,900 and something for our tickets. We're looking at less than $2,500 for park tickets, everything, lightning lanes, everything. I know it's only 3 days, but I feel like that's about half what we usually pay. I mean, granted, we're usually doing 4 to 5 park days, but I mean, before I leave you for today, let's talk a little bit about my lightning lane strategy for tomorrow. Now, I told you dining opens up at 6 Eastern time, aka 5 Central. Lightning lanes open up at 7 Eastern time, 6 o'clock Central. So that means at 5:45 tomorrow, gotta keep track of all these times. I'm telling you, I set reminders when I'm planning this for you. I have reminders in my planner, I have reminders on my phone, I have alarms set. So at 5:45, I will be at Bob's. I think is gonna be helping me so that we can have 2 screens going. And there is some stuff that you can do beforehand to make sure that everyone is linked in your group in the app. You want to make sure that everyone in your party is linked up and ready to go. You want to make sure that you have a debit card linked, debit or credit card, whatever you're going to use to pay for your lightning lanes, have that linked and ready to go. So the way I'm going to do it is I said you can do any order. The toughest park to use lightning lane in, the one with the most bangers, is Hollywood Studios. So I'm going to be doing Hollywood Studios first, Epcot second. I might put Bob's on Epcot actually, and then Animal Kingdom third, because I'm not worried about Animal Kingdom at all. But here's my game plan of how I'm gonna try to get everything that we want to do. So for our Epcot day, Epcot is unique in that it has, in multipass, there are 3 big, like, heavy hitters. You've got, in the tier 1s, you've got Test Track, you've got Frozen Ever After, and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Those 3 are the big ones, and then nothing else gets much of a line ever. Soarin', like I said, sometimes gets a line. Around the holidays, Living with the Land gets a line when it gets its holiday overlay. And then when the park gets super busy, like Spaceship Earth, Mission Space might get a little bit, like 20-30 minutes. Nemo, if it's more than 10 minutes, don't get on that. Same for Figment, same for 3 Caballeros. 10-minute gap out. They ebb and flow. There will come a time when you can get on those with a low wait time. However, the 3 that I mentioned, they consistently have a long line throughout the day. People will rope drop them, and then the line will be the lowest that it's at all day, and it will just grow from there. And maybe around fireworks time, it'll dip out a little bit, but you're also risking that the ride might close. So it's risky. And then, of course, the single rider Guardians of the Galaxy we already talked about. So here's my plan for what we're going to do for those top tier 1 rides, because you can have 3 rides booked, but they're tiered at all the parks except for Animal Kingdom. At Animal Kingdom, everything's on the same level. But at Epcot, you've got Guardians of the Galaxy sitting at its own table. Okay, and then you've got tier 1 of the multipass, the 3 that I told you. You've got Test Track, Remy's, and Frozen. Okay, you can only pick one of those to be one of your 3 that you're booking beforehand. So I'm gonna book Frozen because that lightning lane can tend to sell out fastest, and also the girls said that was the one that they cared about to ride the most. I'm gonna be going for the Frozen lightning lane. I'm also going to be going for Soarin', and then I'm gonna be trying to get Mission Space if Mission Space has an early return time, because here's my plan. Planning on rope dropping Guardians of the Galaxy, and Guardians of the Galaxy is right next to Mission Space. So if we can hop off of Guardians and tap into Mission Space, that will unlock our ability to book more lightning lanes and the tiers go away. So now I'm able to have multiple tier 1s at once if for some reason I was able to book Test Track and Remy's at the same time. And the sooner that I can get that ability unlocked, the more likely I'm going to be able to book those rides. So tap into Mission Space, and then hopefully I can book either Remy's or Test Track, and then we'll just go from there. So that's the plan for Epcot. For Hollywood Studios, like I said, it's a park full of bangers. You've got Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, which is really more of an experience. It's got multiple ride systems, it's got multiple shows. It is truly in a plane on its own, even though it's not my favorite ride at Hollywood Studios. My favorite's still Tower. But anyways, so you've got Star Wars Rise of the Resistance over at its own table and single pass. And then at the multi-passes for studios in tier 1, you've got Slinky Dog Dash, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, and it used to be Rock and Roller Coaster, but that one is down because they are currently switching it over from Aerosmith to the new Muppets theme. So that's all of the tier 1s, I believe, in studios. And then for tier 2, you've got Tower of Terror, Toy Story Mania, Alien Swirling Saucers, Star Tours, which no one needs a lightning lane for Star Tours. It's consistently a walk-on. What are we doing for studios? I'm going to get a single pass for Rise. Like I said, I'm getting single passes for everything, all 3 days. So single passes for Rise, and then our tier 1 is going to be Slinky Dog because we're big Slinky Dog fans in this house. We're also rope dropping Slinky, so hopefully should be getting on Slinky twice and riding Slinky. Hopefully our lightning lane can be at nighttime after it's dark, because riding Slinky at night is such a vibe. And then we're also going to rope drop, so get like kind of sandwich our day in together with Slinky, so a little Slinky sandwich. So rope drop Slinky, but also Slinky is our tier 1 choice. And then for our tier 2 choices, obviously Tower of Terror and Toy Story Mania. So that's the plan for studios, and then we'll just go from there. And we're trying to ride everything, so everything is on the table. I don't think we're gonna have any problems at all getting lightning lanes for Animal Kingdom. I might be surprised. I think we'll probably end up using some lightning lanes for shows. But the ones that I'm obviously gonna book tomorrow are gonna be Avatar Flight of Passage for the single rider. For the multi-pass, I'll do Navi River Journey. We'll do Expedition Everest, Journey of the Forbidden Mountain, and of course we'll do Kilimanjaro Safaris. So that'll be our 3 that we go in for multi-pass, plus our Flight of Passage. Good to go. Again, should have no problem getting everything done in Animal Kingdom. The trickiest days will be the other 2, especially studios. So, okay, that was a lot. Is your head spinning yet? Are you on information overload? We're gonna take a break, and this is gonna be it for today. But I'm super excited to come back tomorrow and see what lightning lanes we can snag. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, friends. It's 5:55. And you might be able to tell I'm kind of in a bummed out mood. I'm not excited. It's lightning lane morning. Why am I not excited? Because I logged in and it said that I wasn't going to be eligible until April 18th. So I was like, So doing some quick math, that's 3 days from when our ticket window opens, when we're able to use our tickets, 3 days before that. So that's what a non-hotel resort guest gets. And so I did some Googling, and the DoubleTree does not get 7-day lightning lane. The booking window doesn't open 7 days. They do get the early park entry, and they do get the transportation to the parks, but not the 7-day lightning lane window booking, and I'm really bummed about it. So, everybody makes mistakes. This is something, these little snafus that we hit along the way. Nothing is ever going to be perfect, but we're going to do our best to have our best and most magical time. So we're actually going to be camping April 18th. That's Olive's actual birthday with our co-op friends. So I don't know how that's going to work. I'm going to try to vlog myself filming those lightning lanes, but it's going to be, 5 o'clock in the morning in the pitch dark with a whole bunch of co-op friends. So I might just show you what I ended up getting. We'll see. All right, well, I'll see you guys later. It's dark. It's almost 6 o'clock in the morning. We're here at Lake Ray Roberts, and it's been quite a time. It's Olive's birthday, and camping around 3:30, torrential downpour started. So Dad was in the hammock with Olive, and Bella and I were in the tent, but it was just, we were getting just way on. So Bobby got us out and moved us to I was just accepting my fate. I was just gonna stay there at the tent. It's 5:53, so in just a minute, we are going to see what lightning lanes we get. Stay tuned.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hell to the yeah, to the yeah. Okay, we're gonna do Slinky. Oh, Slinky's unavailable. Okay, we're doing Mickey and Minnie's. Alright. Tower and Toy Story Mania. Frozen. Mission Space. Not mission space. Oh yeah, mission space, sorry.
And then how do I do the...
Booking failure. Your selection has been released. It refunded me. What? Let's try this again. Nope, not right now. Mommy's busy.
Purchase for another day.
You can try to go for studios because they just said that mine didn't work.
On the 23rd.
On the 23rd. Slinky was already out. Okay, now it says it's confirmed. Oh, so, I don't know. Okay, maybe I'm gonna go look in the app and see if it's there. Don't buy it just yet. You know what? You can go to future.
You know what? I'm gonna just do Animal Kingdom. You work on that.
Okay.
Animal Kingdom on Saturday, right?
Animal Kingdom on Saturday. Alright. Let's go to future plans. Alright, we got it. We got our Epcot. We do not have Hollywood Studios. Okay.
Okay, we need... What are we doing? Expedition Everest?
Everest, Navi, yeah, and Safari,
Great.
and Avatar Flight of Passage. Okay, I want to put more.
Great.
More.
They have Navi available.
Shh, shh. Alright, 23rd. No, not 24th. 23rd. Studios, both. Continue. Okay, all of this. Okay, and we want Mickey Minis, we want Toy Story, we want Tower. Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Let's modify that for 635. I wonder if it was because I tried to pay with Apple Pay. Because that went through immediately. Okay. Did you get Animal Kingdom?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know if I got Guardians.
You did.
I did?
Yeah, you got Guardians of the Galaxy for 150 to 250.
Okay. And then did I
Sorry.
get Flight of Passage?
You did not get, I don't see Flight of Passage yet, but let me refresh it because it could have just not updated it yet. Because I don't see anything for Animal Kingdom Day. You have Everest, Kilimanjaro Safaris, Flight of Passage. Yes, you do. Not the refrigerator. Yep, got it. So we don't have Slinky. I'm gonna continue to fiddle faddle TM Molly and modify in the app to see if I can get us a Slinky. We are gonna rope drop it. That's still sticking to that plan. And I'll show you up on the screen all the lightning lanes we got. But it's 6:04, baby, and we just got 3 parks booked in 4 minutes. Pretty good, if you ask me.
Suck it.
All right, we'll see you guys later. Next time we see you, we'll be in Disney World. Or we'll be going to Disney World. Bye.